Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Your Name, and today I'm bringing you fresh news about a slice of life anime that's generating a lot of attention for the July 2025 season. I'm talking about Super no Yura de Yani Suu Futari, Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You, which just got its first teaser visual and teaser PV, confirming its July premiere. And let me tell you, this anime promises to be that quiet, intimate refuge many of us have been waiting for. So if you enjoy stories about human connections, subtle relationships, and that adult, contemplative slice of life vibe, stick with me until the end of this video because we're going to dive deep into everything we know about this adaptation. So let's start by talking about what was just revealed. The anime Super no Yura de Yani Suu Futari confirmed its premiere for July 2025, airing every Thursday on TBS and its affiliates. Along with this confirmation, we received an absolutely perfect teaser visual that already establishes the entire atmosphere of the series. The visual shows our two protagonists, Sasaki and Tayama, sitting in what appears to be the smoking area behind the supermarket, which is basically the main setting of the story. What really caught my attention about this composition is that each of them is looking in a different direction, creating this visual sense of emotional distance. It's a very intelligent artistic choice because it captures exactly what the initial premise is. Two people who are physically close, sharing the same space, but still emotionally distant, each lost in their own thoughts. And the teaser PV? Man, the teaser PV perfectly conveys the tone of the series in less than a minute. We see Sasaki, our Salaryman protagonist, completely crushed by Japanese corporate routine. The scenes show him dealing with the absurd pressure of work, that gray and suffocating office environment, until he crosses paths with Tayama, the supermarket employee. And she's the one who leads him to this hidden refuge, this literal and figurative breathing space behind the establishment. What impressed me about the teaser is how much they managed to communicate with so little. It doesn't need elaborate dialogues or action scenes. It's all about atmosphere, about those small moments of silence, about two tired adults finding a shared space to simply exist. And that's beautiful, folks. The art direction we can see in the teaser already establishes a more neutral and realistic color palette, moving away from that super vibrant and exaggerated style of many anime. This further reinforces the proposal to be a story grounded in reality, about ordinary people living ordinary lives. Now let's talk about who's behind this production, because this is crucial to understanding what to expect from the anime. The animation is handled by Asahi Production Studio. And look, I know many people might not be super familiar with this name compared to industry giants, but Asahi Production is known for delivering consistent and competent production. They may not be the most hyped studio, but they have a solid track record of well-executed works. For an anime like Super no Yura de Yani Suu Futari, which is basically slice of life focused on dialogue and contemplative moments, Asahi Production seems like the right choice. This type of story doesn't require Sakuga animation every episode. What it needs is consistency, direction that understands timing and silence, and a team that knows how to use subtle facial expressions and body language to tell the story. From what we've seen in the teaser, it looks like they're on the right track. The animation has that solid, realistic quality that perfectly matches the series' proposal. It's not about impressing with fluid movements and complex choreography. It's about capturing those micro moments of humanity. Unfortunately, we still don't have complete information about the rest of the main staff, director, screenwriter, character designer, but as more details are revealed, I'll definitely update you here on the channel. What we know is that the foundation, which is the original manga, is extremely solid, so that's already half the battle won. Now let's talk about the source material, because Super no Yura de Yani Suu Futari is based on the manga by Janushi, which is being published in Square Enix's monthly big Gon magazine. Volume 8 was recently released, so we have plenty of material to adapt. And man, this manga is a hidden gem among so many publications. It's one of those works that doesn't make noise on social media, doesn't generate millions of likes, but has an extremely dedicated audience that understands exactly what it offers. The story is apparently simple, but deeply resonant. We follow Sasaki, a typical salaryman who is completely exhausted by Japanese corporate routine. You know that feeling of being stuck in a hamster wheel, waking up every day for a job that drains your soul, dealing with toxic bosses, impossible deadlines, and getting home with no energy for anything? That's exactly what Sasaki lives through. On the other side, we have Tayama, a supermarket employee. She's also trapped in her own routine, dealing with customers, inventory, retail pressure. Two ordinary people living ordinary lives, facing the weight of adult daily life. And here comes the magic of the story. They build a discreet and curious relationship in a totally unlikely space, the smoking area behind the supermarket. It's in this small refuge, this liminal space between work and personal personal life that a genuine connection begins to form. What makes Super no Yura de Yani Suu Futari special is how it embraces silence and subtlety. It's not about grand romantic confessions or dramatic plot twists. It's about those small shared moments, a cigarette together, a few words exchanged, long silences that aren't uncomfortable, just present. The manga is masterful in showing how human connections can develop in the most unlikely spaces. This smoking area becomes a private sanctuary for these two tired souls. It's a place where they don't need to perform, don't need to be the perfect employee or maintain a social facade. They can simply be. The work explores very adult and contemporary themes: the exhaustion of modern work, urban loneliness, the difficulty of creating genuine connections in an increasingly atomized society, and the need to find small moments of peace amid daily chaos. So, what are my expectations for this adaptation? Let's talk about it. First, I think this type of story has everything to stand out in the July season. We live in an era where action anime, isekai, and shounen dominate conversations, and don't get me wrong, I love these genres too. But there's an important space for more intimate and contemplative stories, especially for an adult audience that can identify with these experiences. Super no Yura de Yani Suu Futari has the potential to be that comfort anime you watch on a Thursday night after a tiring day of work or study. It's not about fantastical escapism. It's about seeing your own life reflected on screen, about validation of your own struggles and weariness. The success of this adaptation will depend a lot on some crucial elements. First, timing and pacing. Stories like this live in rhythm, in meaningful silences, in those moments when the camera just stays on a character thinking. The anime needs to have enough confidence to let these moments breathe, without feeling like it needs to fill every second with dialogue or action. Second, the chemistry between the protagonists. Sasaki and Tayama don't have a traditional anime romance. It's something much more subtle, more adult, even more ambiguous. The voice actors will need to convey a lot through little, tired sighs, half smiles, the exact tone of voice of someone who is genuinely exhausted but found a moment of comfort. Third, sound direction. In contemplative anime like this, sound design is absolutely crucial. The ambient sounds of the supermarket, distant traffic, the silence of the smoking area, minimalist soundtrack, all of this will contribute immensely to the atmosphere. If you enjoyed anime like The Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting for its calmer side, or Wotakoi for its representation of working adults, or even My Dress-Up Darling for the more intimate and realistic moments between the protagonists, Super no Yura de Yani Suu Futari might be exactly what you're looking for. There's also a special appeal for those who appreciate works like After the Rain or Just Because, which explore human connections in a more delicate and realistic way. This is definitely not an anime for everyone, and that's okay. It's not for those looking for frenetic action or slapstick comedy. It's for those who can appreciate a good Hirokazu Koreeda film, for those who like observing real people living real lives, for those who find beauty in monotony and connection in silences. Folks, let me be honest with you for a moment. Stories like Super no Yura de Yani Suu Futari are increasingly important in the current anime and media landscape. We live in a time where burnout is practically an epidemic, where young adults are completely exhausted before they even reach 30, where work culture, especially in places like Japan, literally kills people. This is not a dramatic exaggeration, it's a documented reality. And in the midst of all this, stories that validate this tiredness, that show you're not alone feeling this weight, that present characters who are also just trying to survive day to day, these stories are vital. They remind us of our shared humanity. The smoking area in this story is obviously more than just a physical place. It's a metaphor for those breathing spaces we all need. It might not be a smoking area for you, it could be a specific cafe, a bench in the park, your car parked for a few minutes before going home. These personal sanctuaries where we can take off our social masks for a few moments. And the beauty of Sasaki and Tayama sharing this space is that there's something deeply comforting in discovering that another person also needs these pause moments, that you're not alone in your exhaustion. The work also touches on something very current about how people connect nowadays. It's not through grand romantic gestures or destiny encounters. Sometimes it's just being in the right place at the right time and finding someone who understands without you needing to explain. It's about connections that form gradually, organically, unhurried, and without expectation. So folks, to recap, Super no Yura de Yani Suu Futari premieres in July 2025 every Thursday on TBS. We have a beautiful teaser visual and a teaser PV that perfectly establish the contemplative and intimate tone of the series. Production is in the hands of Asahi Production, a competent and consistent studio, and the story is based on Janushi's manga, which is already at volume 8. My expectations are moderately high. I don't expect this to become the most popular anime of the season, because it's simply not that type of work, but I hope it finds its dedicated audience, those of us who need and appreciate this kind of calmer, humanistic narrative. I predict that Super no Yura de Yani Suu Futari will be one of those anime that generates interesting and meaningful discussions, even if in smaller circles. It'll be an anime that people will personally recommend to friends saying, "Dude, you need to watch this. It's exactly what you need right now." I also think it has potential to be that comforting anime of the season, the one you save to watch at specific moments when you need something that emotionally embraces you. And you, what did you think of this announcement? Did you already know the manga of Super no Yura de Yani Suu Futari? Is this type of adult, contemplative slice of life your thing? Leave it here in the comments. I love knowing your opinions. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave that like, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any news about July season anime and much more. I'll keep an eye on all the news about Super no Yura de Yani Suu Futari and bring more information here to you as they're revealed voice cast, opening and ending songs, more trailers, all of that. So stay tuned here on the channel. That's it for today, folk. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video. See you later.